Good evening, Rakhi Mitra, Vande Matram. Today my address is to the taxpayer, the Indian taxpayer, and the inner line permit that is being demanded. The pressure groups, I'm not addressing those pressure groups who are now out on the streets of Meghalaya demanding for this inner line permit in Meghalaya. Essentially for the Indian states, under the ILP, that is inner line permit, any Indian national will have to apply and obtain a permission from those state governments detailing the dates and places he or she would like to visit in the state. So where did this come from? This inner line permit system, where did it come from? How did it come? It comes from the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act of 1873. Under section 2 of the regulation of this Act, 1873, the ILP was only applicable to 3 northeastern states such as Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. Recently, Manipur has become the 4th state where the ILP regime is applicable. So the broad question that arises here, why am I talking about it? The fact that the imperialists, the Britishers, they did not pay for the upkeep of the tribals. They did not pay for it. They had isolated under this regime. Whereas today, after independence, a significant chunk of the Indian taxpayers' money, it goes straight to keep the kitchen fires burning across those states. And they are demanding an inner line permit to stop the visitors from visiting their states, to stop those taxpayers who pay for their upkeep. Now let us talk about Meghalaya. As an example, I am talking about an example. Meghalaya, by the admission of its own chief minister, generates only about 20% of its revenue receipt. On the floor of the Meghalaya Assembly, the finance minister admitted in his budget speech that Meghalaya, I'm quoting his speech, Meghalaya, like other special category states, is largely dependent on transfer from the center for both its revenue requirements and for making capital investments. Our own resources, tax and non-tax, constitute only about 20% of the state's total revenue receipts. So we can say that the salaries are partly financed by the Indian exchequer, as is their development expenditure. We, the taxpayers, pay for it. The states total their own revenue, including tax and non-tax revenue. I will give you the figures for the different states, for the different years. Between 2016 to 2017. In 2016-2017, it has been 1871 crore. It has been rupees 1817 crore in 2017 and 18-2. Rupees 2233 crore in 2018-2019. And rupees 2,691 crore in 2019 and 2020, and rupees 3,067 crore in 2020 to 2021, as against the total central government transfer comprising both revenue and capital was 7,156 crore in 2016-2017. 7,566 crore in 2017 to 2018, 7,689 crore in 2018-2019, and rupees 12,058 crore in 2019-2020, and 12,554 crore in 2020-2021. In terms of percentage, I'll give you the percentage figures too. Indian taxpayers have funded as much as 71% of Meghalaya's total expenditure in these years from 2016 to 2021. So, the capacity of the state to pay its own salary and pensions. In 2016 to 2017, the percentage of expenditure on salaries and pension to its own employees for Meghalaya was 158% of its own revenue, without central assistance. In 2017, 2018, the percentage was 181, and so forth. So the pressure groups, headed by the thugs and the goons, the so-called Students Union, who are out on the streets of Meghalaya, it is to keep, I am telling it to you, these pressure groups, which are fed and kept alive by the money paid by the Indian taxpayer, we the taxpayers pay for your upkeep. What moral right can they possibly have to threaten the citizens of India and demand isolationist mechanisms like ILP? You do not have any moral right. Every Indian taxpayer deserves to have an account of his or her own money that is being spent for the upkeep of you people who are marching on the streets of Meghalaya, on the streets of Shillong. You are defying the national dream of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. You are insulting the memory of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Shama Prasad Mukherjee, who laid down their lives for the integration of the country. I know very well why you are doing it. You are doing it just to divert the attention of the people of this country, because you do not want that more and more people should talk about the atrocities that you carried on since your formation, since the formation of KSU. You know very well people are talking about it. Just to divert the attention, you are taking out these demands and you are parading on the streets of Shillong. Don't think we don't understand. We aren't fools. Just because we kept quiet for the last 40 years doesn't mean we will keep quiet. We will not keep quiet. People need to know. People have known. We have told them. Lots of people are telling them. So don't think your pressure tactics is going to work. You are using a diversionary method. Don't take us for fools. This is my address to the KSU. Don't think we are fools. We know what you are doing. And we pay for your upkeep. You do not have the right to stop any Indian citizen from entering your state. It's, by the way, remember, Meghalaya is a state. It is a part of the Indian Union. You are not a separate country. You may dream of it. You may say, Khasi by blood, Indian by accident. But you have to follow the Constitution of India, which says we are all equal. Right to equality. Do not try these tactics with us anymore. Your game is over. Your game is over. You carried on your atrocities for the last 40 years. It will not be allowed to continue. We are not going to keep quiet anymore. What you did with the non-tribals, there has to be an end to it. And there will be. I promise you, there will be an end to it. You are not going to take it lying down anymore. So these dramas on the streets of Shillong, people have understood it. Don't worry. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.